All right, people. So in this section, we will be talking about containers, right? And this will be the second exercise which we are going to complete. So I'll just call it at extended learning, and I'll just name this as very much similar to what I have named earlier, Python underscore learning underscore part 2, right? This is what I'm going to name this, right? Now the first thing which we are going to learn about this is called containers, right? And you must be wondering, like, Sudhanshu, what is container thing, right, over here in Python, right? So this is interesting thing, right? This is very interesting, right? So what is containers over here? I'm gonna write this as containers, right? And containers are nothing but the elements which can hold multiple values together, right? So I'll just write something over here. So containers are the elements in Python who can hold multiple values together, right? So I mean, these are this sort of notes for you, right? And right, so I want you to recall this, right, whenever you working on it, right? So containers are the values which are holding multiple values together, right? Now there are several types of containers, and what am I going to do? I'm going to show you one by one, right? So the very first container which we wanted to pick up is called list, right? And what is this list? And you must be wondering, what is this list, right? And how we are going to use this list for our purposes. So I'll just give you some definition. List is a container which can hold different values together, okay, right? So which can hold different values together. I'm gonna mark this as a comment over here. So how can I create some list, right? I can just simply say list1 is equals to, and I can use square brackets over here, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and I can execute this, and I can probably ask in the same command list1, what is list1, right? Will come back and says 1 2 3 4. So you can see that 1 2 3 4, like I can hold 4 values in this list. I can hold unlimited values in a list, right? Now when I say different values, right, dissimilar elements, what does it mean? So for example, I can say element underscore list is equals to, suppose I'm picking up my name over here, right? This is my name. I'll say Sudhanshu, right? I mean, or you may want to pick up double quotes, single quotes, the same thing, or I can pick up some values like 16412.8862. This is a floating value. Then I wanted to pick up some numbers like 751 723, right? And this is going to be an integer value, and I have this value as called true, right? This is a boolean value, right? It's a boolean value. If I execute this, my Python is happy accepting this, and I can say, what is this element list? Show me that value. It says Sudhanshu is 1, this floating value is 1, integer is 1, and boolean value is 1. You can see that I have got multiple values. Now how do we identify that something is list? Now this is like, for your understanding, I can tell you like some of the things, like you can see square brackets over there, which mean that it's a list, or you can just use this command called type, right, and just say simply element underscore list. If you do that, probably you will be able to see that element underscore list, if you just search for the type of it, it will show you that it's a list element, right? Now this list element is very interesting, right? Why it is very interesting? Because you can you can like access the individual elements by using the square brackets again. So if you're using square brackets to load the data, it will show you it will like store the values, or you can use it for indexing also, right? For example, if I say element, if I simply say element list, and I say what is the second element of it, so Python indexing starts from 0, right? I'll just write it over here. So Python indexing, right, starts from 0. I'm just reminding a couple of things which are important. I'll keep on repeating them, right, so that you can understand that it's an important thing. So element list, right? So this is 0th element, this is first element, this one complete is the first element, this is second element, and this is third element, right? So index is something like this. So this is index 0. So when I ask for first, it will actually go to this element over here. So if I say what is element list number 1, it will come back and say 64126. Similarly, if I'm looking for the first element of it, right, I'll just write 0 over here and we'll just simply say Sudhanshu over here, right? You can see this over here. Or if I'm just looking for say suppose show me the third element, or maybe this will be the fourth element, it will come back and says true, right? And you can see that this element is true over here, right? So I hope you're getting some idea about how this list thing is working. I'm gonna move further from here. Similarly, I can have range also. So there is something called as range function. Range. That what this range function is doing, range function is going to create a sequence, right? It's a sequence, right? I can generate some numbers as well, right? So suppose I wanted to create a range from 10 to 29, right? You will see that 10 to 29 range has been created, and when I convert that into a list, if I want to see the elements of this range, I can say list range of 10 to 29 and it will list out all the numbers for me. Now I want you to notice here that it starts from 10 and it goes all the way up to 29 minus 1, which is 28, right? Like the way we have seen it earlier, right? I can also convert, suppose name is equals to Sudhanshu Saxena, right? Convert this and I can say please create the name. So suppose I am creating I'll say list underscore name is equals to list out the name here. So what this command will do, it will convert each and every element of this list into a separate character. So you can see Sudhanshu Saxena has been picked up as a individual entity. Every element over here, every element is Sudhanshu Saxena is considered as a different element altogether. Now I can also pick up this list underscore name and I can access the individual element of it, right? Because every element is different. You can see the comma after every element, right? So you can see here that you got S over here, or if I say show me the 9th element of it, right, it will come back and show me the 9th element of it, right, which is space, right? Or show me the 8th element of it, will show you the last element is U, and after U we have got a space. So even this space is being picked up as an element over here, right? I can also say that sorted command and I can say list underscore name, right? And I pass on this and you can see all the values being sorted. Now how does it sort? Suppose I have a value over here. Suppose the value is name is equals to Sudhanshu Saxena, and then there are some numbers 1 2 some number like 9 till 9 number over here, and I say, so I'm saying name underscore list is equals to list out the values of the name, right? And once it is done, I'll say what is my name list, right? It is like this, right? All the elements has been picked up over here, right? All the elements are converted into this. Now if I say sorted and I pass on my name underscore list over here, you will see that the values are being sorted. So first of all, how the sorting has happened, right? First of all, blank values, right? This is the first thing. First is always blank. Then second, it will solve all the numbers in ascending order, right? Third, it will pick up third value it will pick up is A to Z, capital Z, right? A to Z in this, right? And then the fourth value it will pick up is small a to small z. So you can see that this is how my sorted command works, right? And sorted, if I just make sure my cursor is blinking over here, I can show you the return new list of containing all the items from a iterable and ascending order. Now when you look for this command over here, right, the signature means this is how you actually pick up the command, right? And here you can see it says iterable. Iterable means anything which can be bifurcated into multiple parts. That is called iterable. So here my list was an iterable. So I have passed on my list, and here we have two more options: key is none and reverse is false. So I'm going to show you, right, how this key is none and reverse is equals to false is working. Okay. So I've just picked up this name over here. Now here what I want to do is I wanted to pick up this data, and I say, look at this, right? So this is sorted value. I am saying simply, now in Python says that you don't need to type the complete command. Okay. You don't need to type the complete command, right? And if in case you are not giving me the proper options, I will be considering some by default options. So by default options are reverse is always false. Okay, what will happen if I get the reverse is equals to true? Let me explain this, then I'll explain you, right, what happens on ASI values and special characters. So when I say reverse is equals to, if I say true, what will happen? Since it was ascending over here, right, the moment I say reverse is equals to true, it will start doing the descending order, right? So X, which was the last element earlier, it will come back and say the first element over here, right? Now suppose in this particular example, I had some special characters as well, like this. Suppose I am having some special characters like this. Okay, some special characters, right? I have picked up some special characters in this case. Now you can see the special characters comes in the last, okay, in the last element. So I'll write this over here, update my command, and I say the fifth option it will pick up is special characters. You can always try out, you can change the command. So when I give you some new command, and if you have any questions, please feel free to change the command and see how it is working, right? This is how you learn it basically. Okay, this is how you learn how to change the value. So I'm just picking up commas here so that you can understand these are separate nodes. Okay, and similarly, if I just wanted to make sure that it is reverse is equals to true, if I execute it here, you can see that even in reverse is equals to true, it is going, the character elements are going all the way from the last way. The character elements always will pick up in the last option, the spaces option and everything, right? So this is how it works, right? Here you can see special characters will come in the after spaces. Let me just quickly blank and then special characters. Okay, so you can understand that how the sort command is working. Okay, now what we want to do is I wanted to pick up one element over here, right, which is having some name character, right? Suppose I'll write sentence over here, sentence is equals to, and I'll write something very specific, right? I am an Indian. Okay, right? I am testing. Okay, and then I say testing with double G, right? These are some characters which I'm showing you, right, how does it work, right? Testing with triple G, right? Testing with 4G, right? And I am learning Python. Okay, now this is the statement, right, which I have got as a character element, right? And there are several spaces, there are several words over here. Now if I want to sort this up, right, what will happen, right? The moment I say sorted and I pass on my sentence over here, sentence, right, it will give me all the break, right, over here for the spaces and all the characters which I have picked up. But suppose if I don't want to do this, right, I don't want to change this data, I can simply say sorted. Suppose I'm picking up this value, I'm creating one more element over here. I can say sorted, right, and I can say sentence, or let me just pick up this whole thing over here, right? And I put it over here, right? Sort it, and then I can say dot split. Now this split command, what does this split command does, right? Let me just show you. Split, right? So what does this split command does? Dot split is gonna split my character. So by default this split happens wherever you have the spaces. So if I say split and I'll say show me the output, it is gonna pick up all the elements, and based on the spaces it is gonna divide my data. So you can see here I am, and it's a sorted one, right? It is sorted one, so it is picking up based on the sequence I have given over here, right? This is what you can try. Now suppose I say the same thing. I say I want you to sort this up, but in the sorted I am saying please pick up it says reverse is equals to true, right? So I'll say reverse. Now if reverse is false, then I don't need to specify it, that's a by default option. But if I want to change the order, I will say reverse is equals to true, and then you can see whatever number it was last in the normal sorted command, when reverse is equals to true is applied, this number comes over here. Now can I solve it in a different way altogether, right? So let me just quickly pick up this data and show you some more options. There is one more option in sorted which is called as key. So here I can define the option over here. So I'll say please pick up the key, right? The key, and this key is supposed to be the length of the element, length of the element. The moment I define this, what will happen? You can see the number which has got the highest character length is coming on the top, right? It is coming on the top, right? And it is just doing that, right, for all the data. And if I just remove this reverse is equals to true from here, you will see that I'm getting I first, then I'm getting M first, then N first, and so on and so forth. It will give you all the values over here, right? So you're getting all the values in this particular case, right? Now I hope you understood, right, what about this sorted command is doing for you, right? I can also create a blank list, right? So creating a blank list. How do you create a blank list? You can just simply say my underscore list is equals to a blank list, right? Executed this, and you can see that I have got a blank list over here. If I wanted to access the element over here, it doesn't work. Now since the type of this list, type of this my underscore list is a list, and if I say my underscore list dot, it will give me all the options which are based on this list option, right? Since Python understood this object as a list, it will give me all the options for list. For example, there is an option of append. So suppose if I say what append, now this append will actually help me add object to the end of the list. So what is my list? I'm saying I want to append India over here. Execute this. Oh my bad. Since it's a function, right? And I say what is my list now, right? It will say India is attached to it, right? Now if I will add Sudhanshu over here, Sudhanshu will be appended in the last, right? So if I execute this and I say what is my underscore list, it will show me India and Sudhanshu. So the Sudhanshu will be appended in the last, right? Once I'll do that again, I will append something, say USA, execute this, and the USA will be appended again, right? So this is something which we can do in the list. Also we can say my underscore list, show me the 0th element, it will come back and say India, right? So this is the way you do the operations on list. Okay, similarly I can say my underscore list, and we'll pick up option number 1, and you can see Sudhanshu is being picked up over here, right? Now just to revise the concept, right, list is a container element, and in container element, every time we pass on some element which has got some iterable objects, it will convert that into an individual object, right? Now if you want to if you want to if you don't want to convert everything into an individual object, you can use dot split command. What this dot split command will do, it will pick up spaces, right, as a separator. Spaces are the separator over here, right? Separator over here. The spaces are the separator. Now you can see that I can in the sorted command, I have seen there are too many options. One is called key and the second one is called reverse. So reverse is being used instead of ascending. So by default it is going to do the ascending order, but when you say reverse is equals to true, it is going to do the reverse order, which is descending order. When we pass upon the key over here, the key element is being used to identify how you wanted to sort the data. So here I've used key as a length, and then you can see that key length is actually changing the way my sorting is happening. So right now, based on the number of elements I have, you can see that I am able to sort or like in ascending or descending order, both the cases, right? We can always, now we can do always the total number of elements over here, right? So we can always find out. Now there is another option which I wanted to tell you, right? How you can append more numbers, how you can add more numbers to it, how you can add more numbers to it. You can say my underscore list dot I can use insert command. Now when you say insert command, insert object before index. So whatever index name you will pass on, it will add the value before that index, right? So suppose this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2, and if I wanted to add something before 2, right, how would I do that? I can say pick up the value number 2 and insert there UK, right, and execute this, and I say what is my underscore list. You will see that UK has been inserted over here. So you need to define where exactly you wanted to insert. Suppose I wanted to insert something at the 0th level, I can say my underscore list, right, and here I can pass on an element indicating that at 0 position I want to insert piece, right? This is the element which I wanted to insert over here, right? List object is not callable. Okay, sorry, my bad. I have to say insert over here, right? So okay, if I execute this, yeah, you will be able to see that you got the insert value. You are able to insert the value, which is like this, right? So you can see piece has been inserted, before this. Okay. All right. So now we have understood. Okay, so now we have understood how we can deal with the element of it, right? You can also find out len option. You will say my underscore list, right? And you can see there are 5 elements in the my list option, right? We can see the total number of elements over here, right? All right. So I hope you're getting comfortable with this. I can also show you some of the options. For example, how do you use it? Basically, my list dot, and I hit tab, and suppose it says remove, right? Remove the option. So which option I wanted to remove from here? Suppose I wanted to remove Sudhanshu from the list. So I will pass on this element over here. I can say please remove Sudhanshu as an element from the data, and I say what is my underscore list. You can see that Sudhanshu has been completely removed. Okay. Now this remove option is very very important for you to understand. For example, if creating a new list with repeated options. Okay. Now what does it mean? I'm creating a list called animals, and here in animals I wanted to pick up some elements like cat, and I say suppose dog, and I say rabbit. Okay, and then I'm repeating this option multiple times. Suppose I'm repeating this option, comma this, and then I'm repeating this option, right? Suppose dog, over here, right? So dog, 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 right? I've got all these values over here, right? And this is my animals list, right? So if I say what is my animals, you can see this animals are like this. Okay, now all right, so you can see here that you got all the elements which are element dog and dog, right? Now suppose if I wanted to use this remove command, so if I show you how does it work, right? So it says remove and then you pass on the value, but notice here that remove command is going to remove only the first value, first occurrence of the value. So suppose if I wanted to say animals dot remove, so I'll show you first of all len, how many times len, how many times how many elements we have, 10 elements are there. If I say animals dot remove, okay, and here I can say just remove dog. From here it is going to remove only the first element of it, right? So still you can see after this cat direct rabbit will be there. Okay, execute this, you can see cat and rabbit, right? And dog started to come after this. Now the more you will execute, more times you will be able to see the elements. Now you can also remove the elements by using del command, right? Removing by del command, right? How do you do it? Del commands, how do you do it? You can say del, I want you to pick up animals, and from this animals I want you to go to option number 1, which is rabbit. I want to remove rabbit from here. Execute this and you will see what is that animals talking, right? You can see the rabbit has been removed since it was at the first position. So now this is one thing wherein you can understand that how list is working. Second thing which you can take learning from here is that that in this GUI, since it's an interactive notebook, you can see what you have executed earlier, right? In some of the GUI it is not possible for you to compare the results, and we can compare it's easy for us to compare the results from here to here to here, otherwise it is not possible, right? I can also use this command. I can say start from third to the length of animals, okay, and see what has happened right over here, right? Look at this. So what does it mean? So I wanted to pick up from third, right? So 0 1 2, right? And from third onwards till the length of this animal. What was the length of animal, right? The length of animal was 7. So 3 to 7 all the elements have been removed. Suppose you wanted to remove a particular elements over here, you can try this out in the list option as well. I hope it is making sense to you everyone, right? How this length and other things work in this scenario, right? So is it making sense to everyone? Are we getting comfortable till here? All right, great people. The second container which I wanted to talk about is, so I'll just write it as it's called tuples, right? Tuples. I'll just go over here and I'll show you 2 minus tuples. Now what is this tuple here I'm talking about, right? So tuples are like lists only except that they can not be modified once created, right? That is, they are immutable objects in Python, right? So these are the immutable objects in Python, right? So tuples are very much like lists. They can have different elements. Suppose I wanted to create a tuple over here. How do I create this? I can say point and I say 10 comma 20 over here, and I say show me print the value of point what you got, and also print the type of point here, right? So if you see this, right, it will just point is not defined, sorry, point equals to, sorry, my bad. Right, so if you see here that it is printing the value of point over here, and it says that a class is tuple object over here, right? Now this tuple objects, right, cannot be used, cannot be like, once I have assigned the values over here, I can only delete this tuple, I cannot edit this tuple ever, right? So what is the point of doing this? Suppose I'm saying x comma y. This is a beautiful thing in Python. You can see x comma y is equals to point. Now what will happen eventually, people? Look at this. So point has got two values, one is 10 and one is 20. So x will be given 10 and 20 will be given to y over here. If I just simply do this, you can say what is x, it says 10, and what is y, it says 20. If I change this value to double two, right, or triple two something, you can see the y value is triple two over here. You can see all the values of this y has been assigned over here, right? This is how tuple thing works. Now what if I wanted to assign the values over here, right? Suppose I am using point, right? I'm saying show me the point, what is point over here, and show me the first value of the point, my bad, show me the first value of the point, it will say 10, and I say show me the second value of point, first value, like second value is 222, right, which is the y value which I have assigned over here. Now if I say pick up this value, like the very much like this, look at this, right? Here what we did, we picked up the element over here and we keep on assigning the values, right? Here I can say please pick up this value over here and assign a different number to it and execute this. It will say error, tuple object does not support item assignment. We cannot use item assignment once it has been created. I mean, you cannot change it further, right? And what was happening here, suppose there were animals over here, right? If I just simply say pick up, what is animals right now? Animals right now, it says cat, and I'll say pick up animals, go to place number 2, and there I want you to add loin, right? And I show me what is animals over here, it will say loin. Second element is loin, right? In terms of index, second element is loin. But tuples will not be able to give you this kind of facility, right? So once tuple is being created, you cannot change it, and this is the property of Python which is being utilized heavily, right, heavily in big data, right? So some people who are working on Spark, or some people who might be aware of the Spark thing, they might be aware of that this is one of the property which can be used in Spark, right? Do you see Spark object, someone who is called RDD? I mean, if you are aware of it. If you are not, then it's fine. I'm just giving you an example that this is how you can use tuples object as well. The third kind of object, right, which is being utilized over here is called dictionaries, right? So I'm going to say third object, which is called dictionaries. Dictionaries, right? Dictionaries over here, right? So what is this dictionary I'm talking about? So I'll just write it over here, right? So dictionaries are also like list, except that each element is a key value pair, right? And the syntax used for dictionaries is curly braces, right? Curly braces over here, right? This is how we utilize, right? So how do we do this? I can say, suppose I am having a dictionary called params, and this params dictionary will have various parameters. So suppose parameter number one is equal to 1.0, suppose 1.0, 1.0 over here, right? And I'll say comma, right? And here I will say parameter 2 is 2.0. Guys, please be on mute, everyone. Please make sure that you are on mute. Okay, I'll say comma, and then we'll say parameter 3 colon is 3.0, right? So you can see that I have created a dictionary over here, right? And execute this, and sorry, what does it say? Oh, my bad. And this has to be like this, right? So basically I have a key and I have a value over here, right? So what is that key? So I'll say print the type of params. What is the type of params? Print that, and also print params for me, right? So when you do this, you'll see that its class is dictionary, and this is how my dictionary looks like. Okay, now the only thing difference between list and dictionaries are that you can say what is my params, and you can pass on the parameter value over here, right? You can say show me what is this parameter 1, right? It will come back and says this is 1.0. I'll say show me what is my parameter 2 over here, and you can see 2 over here, and you can see that it is 2.0, right? Now I can also say pick up parameter number 2, right, and just change it to some value called USA, right? And if you execute this and say what is params, right, and you see that parameter 2 is being considered as USA. So it is a mutable object, right? It is a mutable object. It can change the value at any point in time. Now here is the catch, right? In params, suppose I'm giving some values over here, parameters 22, right, and I'm just wanted to change it to India, right? Now if parameter 22 is present in the dictionary, then it will change the value. If not, then it will create one for you. Okay, always remember, if this parameter 22 is it there in the key and a value list, right? If yes, then it will change the value. If it is not there, then it is going to replace the value. It will going to create one value, parameter 22 over here. Execute this and see what is your params looking like. Execute this, and you can see parameter 22 is being created because it was not there in the data itself, right? And you can add, I mean, this is the way you can add new entry, right? So you can say adding a new value to the dictionary, right? This is how you do it, right? Similarly, since it's a dictionary, the options which you will get over here in the dictionary will be according to that only, right? You will see that you show me all the keys over here, and it will show you all the keys. It's a function basically. So you will say show me all the keys. So it says parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3, parameter 22 is the value. Since it's a dictionary, it will, all the options will be according to that only, right? So you will, if you wanted to pop out something, for example, you wanted to pop out some values, so it will say remove the specified key and return the corresponding value, right? So if I say pop parameter 22 from here, so I'll pass on parameter 22 over here, and it will say that India is the value, right? So if I say what is my params, right now you will see that 22 has been popped out from the original data, right? Suppose if I wanted to pop out parameter 2 from here, I can say pop parameter 2 from here and save it into some variable name country is equals to params, and show me what is that country value. What is this country value? It will come back and says USA, because I have popped out this value from this particular thing. What is my dictionary looking like? If I say params over here, you'll see parameter 1 and you'll see parameter 3. You can see that one value has been popped out from here. So all the options you will get, just to avoid any kind of mistakes, you will get all the options which are like depending upon the dictionary format, right? If you just do this, there are several options which you will get over here, right? So you can get keys, you can get values, you can get all the values. Say show me all the values which are there in the dictionary. It will show you that two values are there, 1.0 and 3.0. which are the keys and the values over here, right? So this is how you actually execute the container thing in the data, right? So I hope you are getting comfortable with what I'm talking about right now, people. Are we getting comfortable till here, everyone? Yes, no, maybe? Right? That's the like thing which you need to like kind of learn, but but if you have any doubt, feel free to shoot the questions, please. Please feel free to shoot the questions. Okay. Gaurav, you have any question? This is something which you once you'll practice.
Yeah. Not a question, but yeah, probably when you share this sheet, right? So I'll try it and then probably I can come back.
Of course,
I'm
of course.
but yeah, once I practice, then I'll be probably better placed to answer you.
Sure. That is always there. That is always there. I'm always taking consents from you that that you understood this much or not, right? Now the idea over here is that it might look little different than what you generally do, but just probably by tomorrow's class, right, it will start making sense to you, right? Why we are learning all of these things. Everything will be connected and everything you will be utilizing in your the daily routine. Now the only thing which I wanted to tell you is a very very basic thing, right, over here itself. You want me to tell you right now, or you want to pick up this much exercise and then I'll tell you something else? Majority wins. More.
That should be good. Sudhanshu,
Yeah.
Just a quick thing. One on the length, on the key. If you just scroll up when you shown that key during the list or even I think here, right? So you mentioned here key equals to length. So what I understood here, it started giving the letter which has the more alphabets there, right?
Correct.
But in the Pt-3, what it does, I didn't understand.
This one 33.
Yeah.
So it is the same command. It's just that I have removed the reverse is equals to true. That option I have removed. Right.
Then so what key is doing? Then what is the purpose of key here, or like what key is doing exactly in 32?
Yeah. So I'll explain this. Right. So when I was sorting this line, right? When I was sorting this line, what was happening? It was sorting based on that thing, right? This thing. It was sorting the data based on this blank, then special characters, then numbers in ascending order, then capital A to Z, and then small a to Z. Correct? Right. So this was doing the same thing, right? Over here, I show you here, right? So you can see that Indian is coming as a fourth element. Because why Indian is coming? Because after I, this India is in like alphabetical order. Then after that I, you got Python, then you M, N, and learning, then T, all the values of T, right? But when I pass on reverse is equal to true, what it is doing? It is doing the same thing but in descending order, right? Now here when I added key is equals to length, what I'm saying is that I want you to sort this, but also add one more entry, which means that I wanted to add the length of the character. So testing with which has got the highest number of characters, right? It is coming on the top since it's a descending order, right?
Yeah. So Sudhanshu, sorry. Yeah. So I understood till 32. But yes, I didn't understand in the 33.
So it's the same. Okay, it's the same command. Look at this. Look at this. Right? It's the same command. Right? Look at this. It's the same command. Why? What is the point you couldn't understand?
Yeah. So when we added a key, right, which is equals to length, so it started giving what are the maximum characters that you have, right?
Correct.
So which was being 32.
Correct.
But in 33. I know you remove or you change reverse from true to false.
Right.
So, but what key is doing here in 33?
Okay. So when I have removed, first of all, when I have removed this reverse is equals to true, what has happened in this is by default reverse is equals to false is being executed.
Right.
This is one thing. Second thing is what key was doing over here is is forcing this sort command to sort the data in descending order. Here when I remove this, it is forcing the command to sort the data in ascending order, but on the length part, on the basis of length.
But how it, okay, so it is, okay, if it is, okay, got it. So I think it is sorting the data in the ascending order on the basis of length. So if
Correct.
a letter or a character has one word has I, which is like a one character only, so it's
Correct.
sorted in that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Even if I don't put a key, right, it will come as same.
No,
the way it was coming
it was coming like this. It was coming like this. It was coming like this.
It is, yeah, it is coming like this. So similarly, it is coming here as well, right?
Right here, no. After I, you got Indian, right?
Right.
Indian is supposed to, if there is, see, there is no concept of key over here,
Yeah,
right?
understood.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
Understood.
Okay.
And another thing, Sudhanshu, thank you.
No
So another thing, because what happened, you written element in the list, right? And in tuple you written point, and in dictionary you written param. So like, are these the fixed words to be used?
No,
like,
no. Look at this. Abracadabra, right, is equals to creating a list, comma 23, comma 45, comma 67, right? And I'll say what is the type of abracadabra, right? It will say it's a tuple, right? Because it is a this bracket, right? You getting my point? Now I'll pick up Alibaba is equals to, right, some value, right? Some values like this, right? And I say what is the type of Alibaba? It's just that it says it's a list because there is a square element over here, right? Now this params, it's very difficult, I mean too much things to write. I will just change this is equals to right, Arabian Nights is equals to like this, right? Execute this, sorry, I got double equals to Arabian Nights, and I say what is the type of Arabian Nights. It will come back and say it's a dictionary. It's basically, yeah, basically it's for parameters. Now what is the difference between list, dissimilar elements, right? Dissimilar elements, also mutable objects. Okay, this is one thing, right? A list can have dissimilar elements, mutable objects, right? Similarly, a tuple can have, so I'll just write it over here, tuple can have dissimilar elements. Yeah.
Can you also put in this notes the type of brackets used for list, tuple, as well as for the last one, dictionary?
I'll just do that. Bracket type is equals to this, right? All right, and here the bracket type will be equal to this one, right? And right, in dictionary, right, I'll write dictionary, dissimilar elements, right, but mutable objects, right? But there are key value pairs, okay? Key value pairs will be there. Make sense, right? And bracket type will be curly braces, right? Make sense, everyone? All right. So this params I have used, see, I like, since I work on it, I know that it's a parameter, so I just picked up params. You can choose any name. The only condition is that it should not be Python reserved keyword. Okay, that's the only case you need to understand, right? So since it is 3:20 right now, people, I am removing this output, clear it out, right? I'm saving this right over here, and if you allow me 1 minute, just 1 minute please, right, I will be sharing it with you. So I'll just call this as EXL Python Learning 2, I'm sending it to Sudhanshu, right? Also sending it to, okay, right? Send it, right? Okay. And once, as soon as I get it, I will share it with you, right? So I'm just waiting for this file to come in. So since it goes through security check and everything, it takes 1 minute around to get the file and everything. Okay, got it. So I'm downloading this file, save as Python learning part 2, and I will be going to downloads. Python learning part 2 is being dropped here, and within a minute you will be able to see this. Okay, please let me know if you can see the file there. Okay, so we have 10 minutes, right, to wind off the session, 8 minutes approximately, people. So what we want everyone to do is to quickly go through the codes, right, and let me know if you're facing any challenges or is there any difficulty in understanding this. So now we have around 40 people, okay, in this, and this is very discouraging, because so many people have asked for this training, and I have to say no for majority of the people. Some of you might have received in your team that I refuse to pick up the training, and then there were around 20 people who are not able to attend the training. I mean, they are not able to take out time. So because of, I mean, I could have picked up those 20 people who are much more interested in training rather than people who just dropped. So that's a little disheartening. I have to say no to a lot of people. I mean, if these 20 spaces could have been free, I could have picked up people who are actually interested in all these stuff. Anyways, right, let's keep it this way. So people, right, okay, let's take 2 minutes, get this thing done, and then I'll ask you a couple of questions, right, so that the concept and everything is clear. Okay, so Naren has a question that are there any other possibility values for keys, right? Yes, there are various possibilities. We haven't understood functions, otherwise I could have shown you some functional thing, right? Right, which can be used over here. Basically any value which can give the sort command an idea that this is how I wanted to sort it, can be used over here. Lambda functions is one of the major thing which we use in instead of this length, like rather than length key. So there are several other options also. Lambda is one of them. So lambda is a basically function basically which helps you sort the data in a specific way. You can also use the key as str lower, like basically, let me just show you if I possible. Let me quickly where do I pick it up? So we have got the sentence, no? So I'll pick up sentence. What is the sentence? I'll say, suppose sorted this sentence, right? You can see this sentence is sorted, and I see key is equals to str dot lower. Let's see if it works. Yep. So you can see here, people, right? Let me just show you this. I'll pick up a small sentence rather than this huge sentence. I will pick up a small value so that I can show you this, right? I will pick up sentence is equals to, I'll just remove this I am an Indian. I'm testing, and I'll pick up learning Python, right? This is a sentence, and here I am using one element over here, right? I'll just remove the key, right? I sorted the sentence. So once you sort the sentence, you can see that this whole data is being picked up. Yeah, look at this. So I Python am learning testing, and when I say key is equals to lower, you can see that instead of capital values coming at the first key, the lower values are coming at the top, right? You can see that M is being picked up. So basically it sorts the whole value as A to Z rather than this, right? Naren, you see that? If I just simply pick up this sorted value over here, so I'm giving you this example, you can try this out. Suppose I'm giving only the length. So when I say only the length, it doesn't care, right, whether something is capital A or capital B or something of that sort. It just sort that value, right? When I say str is lower, it will pick up lower value first, right? And then start sorting the values, right? So there are several other things which you can use. Now what this str.lower is doing, let me just show you here. So when I say str.lower, it says return a copy of string converted into lowercase. So it is actually converting the whole data into lowercase and then sorting this out, right? So basically it doesn't care about the capital or something. It just converts that into lower and then give you the options.